good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to another episode of the Destroy the Stumps podcast. So today it's our first ever review of NRL. We always do some video blogs and all that shit, but now we're actually going to be talking about what we've seen. I've only got into the season because the Warriors are actually doing well for once, so yeah, surprisingly they're doing well. But hey, look, I'm happy, not complaining. But yeah, they're doing good. I've got my mate here, Vijay.
What's up? Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
Excited.
Yeah, he's Jamaican. Vijay goes for Manly. He's been going for Manly since he's a kid. Pretty loyal supporter. His favourite players, I think, the Trebojevic, Jake.
I said Turbo. Amole's up there as well. I love Amole.
Yeah.
Love my big hitters, my big Polynesian boys.
Yeah, Blacktown represent.
Yes, sir.
This man, he follows footy avidly. We're going to be talking about just what's been happening in the league this year. It's already pretty much halfway through the NRL season. Also, there's round. What round is it?
It is round 16 or 15.
17, I think it is. We'll just confirm that in a sec. But yeah, we're at Wollongong at the moment, just a couple of meters away, just a kilometre or two away from the Wynn Stadium, where the Warriors will be playing the Dragons.
Yeah.
Just the
Beautiful
day
area.
after. Yeah, beautiful area,
So
honestly.
nice.
If you do want to come to New South Wales, come down to Wollongong. Very chill. People are good. Food's good. Hey, I have no complaints about Wollongong at all.
Round 17, by the way, Neil.
Yeah,
Round 17.
and just confirmed, it's round 17. So yeah, this will be the first encounter of round 17.
Already,
Already round 17.
That's crazy, man. The season's gone so fast. It's been a great season, but it's gone way too fast.
I know, hey,
It's gone way too fast.
just feel like yesterday, everything started.
When we kicked off, right?
I like the preseason and
We had
that.
so many classic matches, so many games go down to the wire.
100%.
Been a great season, competition-wise, I reckon. Competition-wise, it's been one of the best. Product-wise, there's still a lot of complaints with refereeing and all that stuff. So there's still improvement there, but I think competition-wise, it's been the best since about 2019, 18.
Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely. Yeah. Sorry for poking my tongue out. I'm just cooked. But yeah, even the seagulls like it. Round 17. Goodness gracious. And just the day after the second Origin, unfortunately, the Blues were just absolutely terrible in game 2. Most likely, Brad Fittler won't retain his position as coach.
He has to go. Yeah.
And it's been, as you can see on social media, it's been pretty vocal.
Yeah.
And some of the selections, some of the decisions, they haven't been the greatest. Very questionable, in fact.
No, it's just been a big problem, like in the last 5 years, you could easily say that the Blues have had the more talent and the more individual class from their players. But we have some of the best players in the world in that Blues team. But the fact that we've only been able to convert only 3 series out of the last 6, just poor. We could have built our own dynasty like
100%.
Queensland did
Could
years
have,
back.
yeah.
We should have with the players we had.
100%.
But we've bottled a couple of series, unlosable series, I'd say, and now we're in the position where just enough is enough. He has to go.
And Queensland look like they might build a dynasty.
Oh,
All of a sudden,
man.
the way the culture is over there. And just the players, they seem to play for each other. New South Wales there seems to be an individualism going on there.
I think it's always been like that with Queensland. They're just. I hate to piss off Andrew Johns if he's listening right now, but I think they have more pride in their jersey, man. I really do. I think they play for their state way more than New South Wales does.
Yeah, and
Sorry, Joey.
But like if you see, I see Jonathan Thurston's face and him smiling. You can just hear that face.
Yeah.
You can just hear that picture. Don't say that about many pictures. But yeah, so it'll be an interesting one. And then you got one more Origin after this next month. It's just dead rubber.
Yeah.
New South Wales will try to look towards the future. Queensland just want to aim for another sweep. Only the 8th time that will happen if Queensland pull it off. They'll have to pull it off in Sydney. I think they're a good chance of pulling it off, to be honest.
I hope they do, I hope they do. Just to show the Blues how embarrassing this last few years have been.
They need to really kick up the butt, honestly.
And to make sure that Freddie is gone for good. And make sure.
Honestly, yeah. Look, I hope Freddie can prove me wrong. I don't wish anything bad on the guy, but just don't see anything good happening, unfortunately. Nothing personal. I met the guy. He's a cool guy, but yeah, it's just it's just not working out, unfortunately.
Nah, man.
Yeah, anyway, so Warriors playing Thingo at Wynn Stadium tonight, playing the Dragons. Dragons home game. Dragons, a bit of an interesting situation with Ben Hunt. He definitely does not want to play for the Dragons. Most likely he will not play tonight.
Yeah.
He's requested an immediate release, and he even mentioned that he wanted to pay them out to leave.
Yeah. He's that desperate.
He's that desperate. So, and who knows what's going on with the Dragons. Maybe they might click tonight, maybe they might not. Also, they have Shane Flanagan. I think this is Shane Flanagan's first game as coach, or
So
second.
Flano will be there in 2024.
Okay, so it'll be the other guy.
Yeah, so it's still I forgot his name, but it's that interim coach that will take him through the rest of the year, and then Flano joins.
Yeah, I think he's done all right, actually.
He's doing all right. Josh Hannay, is it?
No, not Josh Hannay. No,
I got confused. My bad.
Nah, not that guy.
Where's Josh Hannay from? Where did I get that?
He's from North Queensland.
Yeah, fucked it.
Played for the Cowboys.
No, it's someone else. I forgot his name. I'll get it up after. But it'll be. He's done okay. He's done okay, I guess. But no, this Ben Hunt news is massive. You know, when you got your best player wanting to pay out to leave, that's pretty big. And I don't know if they can. I don't know if they can tough it through with that on the back of their minds. But we'll see. It'll be a tough game, man.
Yeah, and also just keeping in mind, Warriors don't have the greatest record against the Dragons.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they don't actually. You can even look it up. Like in recent years, they've pulled off a few victories here and there.
Yeah.
But we've struggled a bit against the Dragons, especially in Wollongong. So it won't be an easy task for the Warriors. But I would say they are favourites going into this game on the basis of the season they've had.
Yeah.
However, the Dragons seem to be a bit of a bogey team for the Warriors. Every team has that one team that they struggle against. So it won't be an ezy game at all for the Warriors. And but definitely having a good season. Don't want to brag too much because I'm a supporter.
No, 100%. You should talk your shit, man. Warriors have had a really, really good year compared to other years as well. I think they deserve this. They deserve this after the years they had to sacrifice in the COVID bubble. They're finally home and they're playing beautiful footy.
Yeah, and the fans, the Warriors supporters are like really getting behind it back home in New Zealand. Even over here, like I'm surprised they're getting good support even in the games over here.
Yeah.
Honestly, they deserve it. The way
Good
they're
vibe,
playing.
Yeah, very good vibe. I love it.
And New Zealand.
I would say they're one of the more entertaining teams to watch so far this year. Definitely.
Yeah.
I'd say them, the Broncos, the Rabbits. They've been very, very entertaining to watch. Just a lot of points, a lot of strike plays in the 17.
Oh yeah, Broncos. Talk about
Broncos are so electric, bro. You just got young throbbers running up and down the field.
Paddy Carrigan's going to be a potential leader for sure.
Yeah, Carrigan.
He's just got that mentality.
Cobbo, all those kind of strike players when they click, it's a different level of attacking footy. You love it.
Yeah, and Kevin Walters done a great job in these 2 years to build a team around.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, you got to give Kevin his props, though. I mean, he copped some slack even from his own players at a point, but he's built a good culture and now a system, you know. Yeah. And you saw that because when the Origin players were out, the fill-ins came in and they did a good job as well. And they looked like they still had their structures within them.
Yeah, exactly. Even Tristan Saylor, he looked really good.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, did he play for the Dragons?
No. Saylor played for the Broncos. Yeah, he played for the Dragons previously, but he's at the Broncos now and he filled in for Walsh,
Yeah, he did well in that game in Napier against the Warriors. He did really well there.
Exactly, bro.
I was impressed with him.
Yeah.
But, they've got a good forward pack as well and all that. But so Vijay, just talking about Manly. Hey, interesting season for Manly. It's been up and down. It's been some really good highs and been some lows. Just got the news after Origin. Unfortunately, Tom Trbojevic, who's had a really bad run of injuries, suffered a pectoral injury. Those injuries take a while to recover from, and that's the case. He's likely to miss the rest. Pretty much confirmed he's missed the season. Going to miss the season.
Yeah.
Unfortunate for Tom Trbojevic. When he's on song, he's an awesome player. When he's injury-free, awesome player to watch. What are your thoughts about Manly? What's going to be the key? What do you see? What do you see with Manly?
You know what's crazy, Neil? If we recorded this and you asked me last week, bro, I'd be on another level. I'd be talking about we're going to win the comp. We're going to do this. How quickly the week changes in football. I mean, crazy. We get pumped by Para, get embarrassed over there in Bankwest. Then we lose our best player in Origin. Now there's rumours coming out that one of our generational talents, Latu Fainu, is being allowed to look around, which is a ridiculous decision by the club. is so stupid. He's one of the best youngsters coming out the club.
Isn't
right
it
now.
Taniela?
Samuel Afainu, Manesi Fainu is the little brother, and he's one of the
Wow.
biggest talents to come out of the whole junior system right now. And apparently, there's rumors that he's been allowed to speak. So how quickly 1 week changes, bro. A week ago, we just beat Dolphins by 50 points.
Yeah,
and
we
I'm
went to
going
that
like,
game.
yeah, and I'm going like, we're going to win the fucking comp. I'm so G'd. In 1 week, this whole shit has changed. I've been very...
Fins down.
Yeah,
Nah,
I've been,
jokes.
yeah. I've been very, very deflated, man. I don't know how to describe it. It feels like we have a season capitulation every year, an annual season capitulation, and it's coming earlier each year. Last year was obviously with the Jersey Gate. Now it's coming in the form of, just our star players getting injured. Very, very annoying. And Seabold made a good point after the Dolphins game. We've only played 4 games with our spine, our full-strength spine. And in those 4 games, they're undefeated and they've scored over 150 points. If that doesn't show you one thing, that we have the talent, we have the potential, we have the players, it's just all this off-field distractions and injuries that
I understand.
standing in our way. It's so annoying.
Yeah, and like Manly a couple of years ago, they were regularly making the finals, and now like
Yeah.
it's been in and out.
It has.
So a bit of bad luck there. Schuster, when he's on song, he's really good, but there's definitely criticism of him, like maybe not living up to the hype and also not quite clicking.
And you know what? It's fair enough. I'm a big Josh Schuster fan. I love him, and I think he's going to be one of the best if he stays fit and is serious on his game. But he is showing that he's a bit of a rocks and diamonds player, right? There's no in between with him. He's rather playing on song in one of the best games ever, or he's having an absolute poo slinger and just like getting exposed. And that's what happened in the Para game. But then you saw him at his best at the Dolphins. So
Yeah.
he really is a rocks and diamonds player. But I have faith in him. I really like Josh Schuster.
Yeah. Do you think the presence of Cherry Evans this week, well, he'll make a difference, of course, coming off a
100%.
Queensland
Yeah.
victory. Do you reckon, even though they're definitely going to miss Tom Trbojevic, do you still think there's a possibility that they could make the 8?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, when we got our best players around, we've got so much potential and so much talent there. Without Turbo, it's gonna be tough. I think we definitely have to go with the Garrick at fullback. We've been persisting with Weeks as the backup fullback, but I just think I don't know. He hasn't lived up to what we thought he would. He's still very raw, very timid in attack. I think he needs some reserve grade time. So I think Garrick should fit in at fullback, and Garrick's done a really good job there in the last few years. So.
Yeah, he's done well at centre, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly, bro. He's one of the most underrated players in the comp, right? He's conquered the winger position. He's filled in really well at fullback in the last couple of years.
Solid goal kicker.
And now look at him at centre. He's done really good.
Yeah, solid goal kicker as well.
One of the best there, yeah.
Yeah.
Top point scorer,
Just
2021.
does what you need from him.
Exactly.
That's it. And Manly, I reckon like they can, like when they click, they're awesome to watch, but
100%,
it's just maybe an over-reliance on Tom Trbojevic.
We are very top heavy with our cap. We got a couple of players, 3-4 players that are tied to about $1 million a year, which that's a lot of money, right? You got a $10 million salary cap. You got a few players on that type of coin. That means the other players, the role players, they're not getting paid that much. They're not going to offer the best quality, and that might be the problem with us. But I don't know, man. I've seen signs of this club that shows they can match it with the best.
100%.
We saw 2021. Look how good we were then, and then we saw the games we played this year against the Raiders and the Dolphins, where we look
when they click, they're awesome.
It's great to watch as a Manly fan, but I don't know. It's just been a really frustrating situation, man.
Yeah, maybe not enough pride. Nah, jokes. Jokes.
No pride in that,
Nah, that's all right. Maybe look, still a couple of games left. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, and even with the Warriors as well, like we're going great at the moment, but job's still not over. What do you reckon about some of the teams that have been really that have done, who haven't quite lived up to the hype for certain teams, like the Bulldogs, for example? Plenty of hype during this off season. I remember all over social media, there was hype over like Cameron Ciraldo coming over, and now Jake Averillo's gone to the Dolphins. Guy, a lot of Bulldogs fans rate. They saw a future with. They saw him as a future star for the club. Unfortunately for them, he's leaving. Maybe there's like only rumours, not guaranteed at the moment. Careless whispers, if you might say, like George Michael said in the 80s.
Averillo?
Yeah,
Averillo's been confirmed.
Yeah, Averillo's going to the Dolphins. That's been confirmed.
That's confirmed.
Possibly the Dogs could be making a play for Ben Hunt.
Yeah, that'd be.
Apparently, like it's not until it's confirmed. I won't say anything.
There's
just
a few teams I'm hearing that are in the chase for him.
Yeah, and
the Titans, maybe the Roosters if they fall out with Sam Walker, and Dogs will be there as well. Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised with the Roosters, man. Uncle Nick and those paper bags.
I know, right? But what do you think about a 34-year-old Hunt? Do you reckon would you pay up for him if you're a team in need of a halfback / hooker?
Not sure, man.
Yeah.
He's quality. He's quality,
yeah.
but
he'd be offering. He'd be wanting at least I don't know, like maybe $750K upwards.
Yeah, I'm not sure, man.
He's shown he's still got talent, right?
He's shown he's still good.
Yeah, 100%.
And when he's on, he's amazing. But
I think one of the teams could benefit on like a short-term deal with him, like maybe like 2 years max, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then he'll retire eventually.
It would have to be on a lot of money, but you know what? Fuck it. See what happens. If you're trying to chase the premiership, chase the premiership.
Yeah, exactly. And Ben Hunt will have a point to prove. He'll want to win a premiership badly, especially after 2015.
Imagine he goes Broncos, plays at hooker. What a story that would be. A story arc for the days.
Yep. And then 10 years' time, the time when Ben Hunt came back to the Broncos and won a premiership.
And won a premiership. After dropping the ball in 2015, the full circle. That'd be beautiful.
Yeah, and someone's going to narrate a good video on YouTube. And
documentary.
That'd be really good to watch.
The Last Hunt.
The Last Hunt. No way. Yeah. With the Bulldogs, there were some promising signs at the start of the year, but they've really faltered off a bit. They've made some signings. Kikau's been injured. Reid Marnie, plenty of he did really well at Parramatta, but unfortunately hasn't quite lit the world on fire. Maybe he's taking time to get used to the club culture or something, whatever it is. But just things haven't clicked with the Dogs. What do you reckon it could be over there?
Yeah, so Neil told me before the video to roast the Dogs. So
that's alright.
So Doggies fans, I'm sorry. Nah. I think the Bulldogs have definitely been underwhelming. They have had a lot of injuries. Like you can't even doubt it, man. Like Luke Thompson, again big injury. Kick out, Patolo. They had Kiraz and Adekar gone for a bit. Like they've had a lot of injuries, which I don't know. You can kind of fall back on that as an excuse, but otherwise they have been super underwhelming. Like most of their spine players have been there, right? Like Burden, Hayes Perham, Marnie. They've been there, still playing a lot of games, and they just haven't delivered.
Yeah, last week against the Sharks, I don't know what the hell happened.
They got pumped, man. They got pumped.
And even even their fans on social media were like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
Like a lot of their fans are like, just, I'm over it now.
Yeah.
So much hype.
I think the thing with the Dogs is they've shown fight in games, even though they've been losing. But that Cronulla game, they gave up. They fully gave up. That was not the Dogs that was playing for the last few weeks.
Yeah.
Remember the Warriors game that we went to? Like they lost, but they showed fight, right?
Yeah, in the second half, definitely.
They showed heart. That Sharks game was pathetic. They looked so lost there.
And I just don't know.
And by the way, Sharks are flat track bullies anyway. So Sharks fans don't even think about it. You guys suck. You guys suck.
Fuck the Sharks and our jokes. We beat you anyway. Warriors kicked your ass. You guys choked.
What was it, 30-4 something?
Nah, Jax, at least you know what a premiership looks like. Unlike us Warriors
1
fans.
in 50 years, though.
1 in 50 years, yeah. I mean, we won a minor premiership in 2002.
That's true.
If that means anything. Speaking of the Sharks, they've been a bit up and down in patches. Terrible against the Storm, but brilliant last week against the Dogs.
I mean, the best way to describe them is flat track bully. There's no other way to put it, bro.
They dominate weaker teams or teams struggling.
Weaker teams get fully exposed against the top teams, and it's because they have a lot of potatoes in their team, man. Spuds that are fringe first grade players.
Matt Moylan is not going to win
you a comp, okay? Talakai at centre is not going to win you a comp. Fucking Blake Brady's alright. Hines is good. Kennedy's there. He's doing well. There's just some players that are just fringe frescoators that can't match it with the top players, you know?
Yeah.
Like the whole forward pack, there's only a few players that I'd take to myself, right?
You reckon?
Like players like Wade Graham, Dale Finucane, they're just not up to the scratch anymore. They're past it.
Yeah. You think that they might go into a bit of a transition phase after this year?
I don't know. I feel like last year they came second, which was a huge overachievement, but that was their year to show, you know, we're going to be up there for the next few years. But then this year they've taken a massive backward step, and it's because, like last year, their draw hasn't been favourable. They've had to play the top teams, and those top teams have exposed them, and that's how it is. I think they'll still be comfortable in the top 8, but whether they can compete or not come finals time is another question.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be interesting to see how the Sharks go. Maybe they click, but just they've looked very inconsistent. Just
what's the rule, Neil? You get 50 points put on you, you can't win the comp, so it's a write-off anyways.
Yeah, they'll have to defy history. Few teams will have to defy history to win it.
Yeah, go home, Sharks. Season over.
Also got to say, it's still pretty tight this year though. Like even though some teams look out of it, they're at the moment they're technically not out of it.
Yeah.
Yet, if they get on a good run, then possible. Like in the team, some of the teams in the bottom, maybe not the Dragons, maybe not the Tigers, maybe not the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
But like even they're technically not completely out of it yet.
Exactly.
Like
bro.
if they get on a really good run, like any of the teams in the bottom 8, they get on a really good run, they're through basically.
It's crazy, bro.
So
the competition has been so tight, right?
Because like in previous years after the halfway mark, you'd have a certain idea like this team's definitely not going to make it. 100% guarantee, like not even a mathematical.
Exactly, bro.
But
that's what I was going to bring out, right? Like right now, the difference between first and 9 is only 6 points, right?
Yep.
I think the year before, last year, by this point, it would have been like about 12, 14 points. Like Penrith were already clear above. They only lost like 2 games. Right now, the team that's coming first, which are the Broncos, have lost 4 games and they've had 1 bye. So it's such a more close competition at the moment.
Do you reckon the buys made the difference as well?
I don't know how I feel about rewarding points for buys, you know. I really don't.
I mean, like, it's still kept some teams in the competition. Otherwise, if you minus the buys, maybe a lot of teams.
I mean, no, it would still be close. It's just some teams wouldn't be as high up as they should be because they've had more buys than a team that hasn't, you know.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. We'll allow it. We have 17 teams right now. That's how the game's going to be played until we get another even amount of teams.
Exactly, and basically 6 points are guaranteed before the start of the year with these buys.
Yeah, exactly.
So basically all teams are starting this season on 6 points.
Yep.
So it's a different dynamic to the game, to the season as well. Got to say some classic games this year. We've seen one recently with the Cowboys and Panthers.
Yeah.
What a game that was.
That was a great game, man. That was a great game. Penrith, big job to have done it with all their players out, to have gone that far. Cowboys are showing, you know, that they're kind of still in it. You know, Scott Drinkwater had a great game. Tamalolo looked vintage in that game. Loved his performance. And yeah, you know what? To be credit to the Cowboys, they did also have a couple of players out from Origin. So yeah, well done to the Cowboys, but Penrith hung in.
Exactly.
Penrith showed.
Yeah, Penrith even without their Origin players still kept in it. Like shows you the depth they have.
Shows you the system, bro. The system, and like I said with the Broncos, what they're building over there, it's like when you got the system, whoever plugs into a hole will do the job, and that's how you need to do it.
They're taking pride in playing for them.
Yep, that's what you need to. That's what you need to build into a club to make it successful.
100%.
Yeah.
And both teams had rough periods and well-documented rough periods where they like came last and they're doing badly.
Yeah, man.
And all of a sudden they took a few years just to build system and build some teams, build some talent, and they're getting rewarded.
I mean, Penrith were mediocre for like decades, bro. Like they had some seasons where they were.
Not decades, but like a couple of years for sure.
I think since their last premiership when it was 2003, right? Until 2020, I think there was some years where they made the 8 and looked a bit threatening, but most of the years, you look at those years, mediocre. You can ask any Penrith fan. They'll be like, that period, we weren't as high as we should be, you know?
Yeah.
But then look at them now, 2020, 21, 22, 3 straight grand finals, 2 premierships, I think 2 minor premierships as well. It's insane. And then, bro, who knows, bro? They could get a 3-peat. They look like the team. They look like the team that could.
Yeah, definitely. And if they get it this year, I mean, that's some achievement with the competition we've had. Like, it's been really tight.
No, that would be, I'll be honest, I'd be very, very annoyed. I'd be super annoyed. Yeah, you're going to lose the best hooker in the world, arguably best edge back row and kick out as well, and still win the premiership. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That shows.
Yeah, exactly. Shows you how good the system is and how important it is having strong junior teams as well. Second grade, reserve grade teams.
Phil Gould, the 5-year plan, that's what he said.
Uncle Gus. The Gould father.
Maybe you can do it at the Bulldogs. Probably not.
Nah, psych.
Psych.
Nah, Dave Chappelle. It's like, Bulldogs, you'll do well. Gus as well.
In like 10 years, yeah.
Yeah. You'll do good, Bulldogs. Psych! Nah. Maybe they will. Maybe they will. Let's see. But also just talked a little bit about the Warriors. But they've really done well this year. I'm really proud of them.
Who would you say are the standout
players? Sean Johnson for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like more matured Sean Johnson, not like the young flashy Sean Johnson. He's been flashy in parts, but he's been very mature and smart.
Yeah, true.
And like leading the pack as well. He's putting his body on the line in defence, which he's been criticised in the past for.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't been as good on defence, but he's putting his body on the line now. Yeah. Really leading from the front. It seems like it's rubbing off on Luke Metcalf, and he's played with Luke Metcalf when he played for the Sharks as well. So they have a bit of experience together. Yeah. And also I'd say Adam Fanua-Blake's having an outstanding year. There was talk even of Adam Fanua-Blake, some people saying that he should be playing for New South Wales and Origin if he was eligible, because he's one of the form forwards in the game. He's just constantly putting in meters, constantly putting in good performances, making good run, making some really strong tackles. That hit on Mark Nichols.
Insane.
And he's like over the top of him. That reminded me of the early 2000s.
I know, right?
Dude, these players used to do these hits all the time.
I'd say he's the second best prop in the comp after Payne Haas.
At the moment,
Payne Haas has been the standout, but FB is definitely up there.
Yeah. And he's been excellent. Shah's Nickel Clockstar just revitalised his career.
Yeah.
At the Warriors, he was always a good player. But
what do you think is the minimum requirement with this season? Like, what would you be happy with finals wise?
Look, qualify for the finals would be the first thing. That's the first thing I want them to do.
Yeah.
Win the comp would be amazing.
How deep do you reckon you realistically think they can go?
Jeez,
what would you be happy with?
There's hopes. I'm actually being honest. At this point in time, I have a hope that the Warriors might make it to the final.
To the grand final?
They might. Hope. It's a hope. There's good chances of them qualifying at the moment. Anything can happen in the next couple of weeks, though.
Yeah, of course, what would you be happy with as a Warriors fan minimum?
Premiership, I guess. Yeah.
Really?
Maybe I'm too high. Maybe I'm just too high.
High requirements.
Nah.
Even if they lose by 1 point in the final or something like that, you'd be like, wow, failure of the season.
You made a You made a good point, actually.
That's what I'm saying. So what do you think is like the minimum requirement right now as a Warriors fan?
Firstly, make the finals.
Okay.
Then if they can go to second or third week.
Yeah.
Especially third week, eh?
Yeah. I think top 4 will be too much of a reach for the Warriors. I mean, you never know, but like, I think Rabbitohs, Bulldogs. Sorry, my bad. Sorry, Broncos.
Fuck them. Nah, jokes.
Yeah, no, not the Dogs, not the Dogs. 10 years. The Broncos, Melbourne, Penrith, and what's the other team I was going to say? The Rabbitohs obviously are the top 4 teams.
Storm would be outside the 8.
I think they'll finish in the 4, rearranging the order. Warriors will be there around the 8.
Yeah.
And I think
they've got a couple of games against the Rabbitohs, and I think they've got one against the Broncos in New Zealand as well. So if they do well in those games, if they win those games, then I could say possibly there's a good chance they could win it. And if they're playing Penrith, I'm not sure if they're playing Penrith. Might want to check that. If they're playing Penrith and if they compete in that game, or if they can pull off an upset possibly, then I'd say, hey, maybe there's a it could happen.
Yeah.
100%, like I'd say, with probably 80% chance. Hey, maybe it could happen this year.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm still hopeful, actually. Like I'm not ruling it out completely at all.
Yeah.
The Warriors this year is just something different. The crowd, their supporters are really behind them. The refs can cheat all they want. They can go fuck themselves. Nah, jokes. Yeah, like when the Warriors haven't been good, they haven't been good. But yeah, even when the matches they've lost, previous years they've been blown out. Like they've been blowouts. The popular the well-known one against the Storm, 70-something to 10.
Crazy.
Oh, that was a pretty bad blowout.
That was embarrassing.
Yeah, and then we've lost to the Rabbitohs, like embarrassingly. We've smashed by the Titans of all teams who've had struggles as well. This year, like the losses they've had, the worst ones that lost to the Roosters, who lost by 14 points. They didn't look
a bad loss. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the only real bad loss.
Yeah.
Where they lost by a pretty decent margin, and maybe the Knights game. But other than that, the margin, like the points differential, isn't bad. It's a positive points differential for once for the Warriors as well. And also, they haven't lost that badly. So, signs are good. And do you think that Andrew Webster would be the coach of... he'd be a candidate for Dally M Coach of the Year at the moment?
100%. Right now, he would be... he would be my top dog. And I'm saying that because what he's done there is crazy. With one preseason, he's fully transformed the culture. He's brought back that New Zealand feel about the Warriors. And this is a coach that most fans didn't even know was coming to the Warriors, you know? He was under the wraps, under the radar. Everyone was hyping up this Serraldo train, and look at Webster right now. He's doing really, really well. How do you feel about him?
Oh, love him. Reminds me of Daniel Anderson a bit, when we had Daniel Anderson, and maybe even Cleary as well. It's kind of resembling those days as well, with the crowds, with the Kiwi crowds, and you can look at the crowds in New Zealand. They're really vocal now behind the Warriors.
Yeah.
It's becoming like an intimidating place for teams to go over there.
That's when you know your team's doing well. If your fans are coming out in droves
and they're vocal as
their
well.
Club, that's when you know you're doing well.
Except Napier, you guys embarrassed us. 3 streakers in 10 minutes. 3 breaks.
I think that's more embarrassing on the security. They just watch those cunts just waltz past, bro.
Yeah, I don't think there's a game happening in Napier again for a while. But yeah. I really like the guy. He's pretty humble, just keeps things simple. And the players really respect him. Sean Johnson, of all people, mentioned when he had a chat with this guy, chat with him last year, he was like, this guy, I knew under this guy we would, that I would find my form and I'd really perform. And so far that's been the case.
Yeah, exactly. I think I think this is a really strong foundation here for the Warriors. I think they should be happy with at least week 2. Maybe even like just making the 8 is huge for them.
Yeah, we haven't made it in 5 years. So I mean,
week two would be great. If not week 1, that's fine for the Warriors. I think it's a foundational year in my opinion, and I think in the next few years they'll look to really, really compete and be there and be consistent and win all those games that you think they could.
At this point in time, who do you see as the premiership favourites?
Ooh, I'm looking at Broncos and Penrith, but a few weeks ago I would say Rabbitohs. Rabbitohs have fallen off a bit. They've been
at the moment.
They've been very, very. I don't know. It's just been some weird performances. I mean, obviously Latrell's been out a few times. Campbell Graham's had his injury problems, and Origin period is how it is. And maybe they'll finish off on a wet sail, and finish strong. But right now they don't look as good as they were at the start. So right now I'd say between Brisbane and Penrith. But I think Rabbitohs will make a comeback at the end.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love Brisbane, by the way. I think they ooze that young, sexy, throbbing energy, and I love it. I mean, you got such young, exciting players: Reece Walsh, Herbie, Katoni, Ezra Mam. What a player! They just have so much.
Reynolds is an excellent.
Oh yeah, Reynolds. Yeah, obviously not a young player, but like a veteran of the game and an absolute. Wizard, bro. He's a wizard.
Always been a solid player.
Yeah, of course. And I think they have that good mix of youth and experience, and this is their year where they can't fold like they did last year. We know what happened with them last year. They were firmly placed in the 8, and they lost their last 8 or so games and absolutely fumbled it. So this year they know they're prepared, they're ready. They need to finish strong, and they need to be ready for the finals. I really like the Brisbane side.
Yeah, absolutely. I like Brisbane, and Selwyn Cobbo, what a guy.
Yeah, that's another one I missed. Selwyn Cobbo, one of the young, exciting players that we just love watching, man.
Yeah. And Reece Walsh had a standout year.
Yeah, man.
He was excellent in his 2 Origin
How,
games.
how do you feel as a Warriors fan seeing him exceed at the Broncos?
Like, I was disappointed with the way things ended with him at the Warriors. It was sad, but look, good for him. He's doing well.
You know what pisses me off? People who think Walsh has only emerged this year. Like, he wasn't doing great stuff.
He was
Warriors.
he was doing good
He
stuff.
was doing amazing. I think personally that he should have won
He was just
Rookie of the Year in 2021, but because of that incident that happened at Gold Coast near the end of the season, they gave it to Sam Walker. But I think I really, really liked him at the Warriors.
Yeah.
I really did.
Yeah, look, the only criticism I had with him at the Warriors, probably not me, mainly a lot of Warriors fans, was just his defense.
Yeah,
But like, it seems like he's touched it up
comes
at the
with the age, bro.
Broncos.
It comes with the age, man. Like,
Exactly.
You know, he was still a pretty small frame, small build. He's bulked up a lot, so you can see that he's getting more physical.
Yeah, and
More
he
used to the contact.
got a headbutt on Thingo, Jerome Luai.
Ooh, how about that, man? And Josh had a car with the pussy punch over the top.
Josh,
Let's trot,
Fox,
bro. Let's trot to the sin bin.
Fox, did you learn that in Bankstown or something?
Come on, man. That's
Seriously,
poor.
you're learning these grubby Bankstown
You've
tactics.
just punched a 12-year-old, man. He just finished nap plan the other day. Still a young kid, man.
Yeah,
Can't be
man.
doing that.
Yeah, he wasn't even talking to you.
Exactly, bro.
Oh man, that was like the Luai and him have a bit of.
Yeah, they have a little bit of biff. That's starting game 1, bro. I like it. I'm all for a bit of biff and a bit of niggle. I love that shit.
Yeah, I mean, that was funny though. But Josh Hadakaji
Yeah,
didn't do his reputation any good, man.
Come on, man.
Like we lost
That
the
was-
game. You didn't have the greatest game either. Pretty like people on social media were mentioning like he was quiet the whole game and then throws a punch at the end.
That was poor, man.
And then he's pointing his finger at the jersey and I don't know what happened with those guys. They were pointing the finger at the jersey
Yeah.
and like vocal at the crowd.
that Walsh one where he comes off like hyped up, that is gonna be in Origin folklore. That was beautiful. I got goosebumps watching that.
Kind of reminds me of Gordy.
Yeah, exactly, bro. I got goosebumps watching that movie. And I'm not even a Maroons fan, bro. I just like the whole fans at the background just cheering him on, and he's just walking out like pumping his chest. I love
Imagine him
that
in a
shit.
couple years' time,
a
bro.
20-year-old kid doing that stuff. I love it.
Imagine him in about 5 years' time.
Yeah, nah.
What's he gonna be like? man?
What do you think? Do you think he's put the mortgage on the jersey, or do you reckon
I reckon
Ponga
he has.
can?
I reckon he's Ponga. Unfortunately, the injuries and the concussions.
Yeah.
His health is a major concern at the
Yeah.
moment.
I love Walsh. I think he does remind you of you can see the teachings he's got off Slater, right? In some
Yeah,
of his-
and Slater's made it. Yeah, definitely. That's
Yeah.
what I was going to say. Slater definitely has had a lot to say to him,
Yeah.
and it's made a difference.
You can see the way he runs, the way he involves himself. It's very young Slater-esque.
And putting his body on the line now.
Yep, exactly.
Before, that was a criticism of him at the Warriors.
Uh-huh.
He didn't do enough in defense, but
Yeah,
now he seems to be doing that. He's
Yeah.
doing like the hard plays as well, the flashy plays.
love Walsh, man. What a talent.
Yeah.
What a talent.
New South Wales. Well, we've got a lot of work to do, seriously, and probably selections. There's a lot of work to do. Queensland, too good. Well done. Honestly, you got more heart.
And can I please give a shout out to my captain, Daly Cherry Evans? I mean, you guys want to keep disrespecting him, bring up that Titans backflip about 40 years ago. Mate, look at this guy. The only other Origin captains that have led their team to 3 Origin series wins is Darren Lockyer and Cameron Smith. And now you're going to have Daly Cherry Evans right there. Please do not disrespect him. He's been a warrior for both club and state. I love that guy. He's getting better with age. The chase on Stephen Crichton.
That's brilliant.
Wow.
He's
I know
You're saying
he's-
Scotty Sattler after
Yeah,
the
yeah. I know his neck is very long, so it probably covers 20 meters, and it got him there faster. But I don't care. He still chased down a young 21-year-old Stephen Crichton.
He's got long legs.
Yeah, he did have an angle on him, but I don't care, man. He towed him down.
And
I
man,
love this.
Stephen Crichton, like when he runs, he covers like a good distance.
Exactly.
Those
he's
big legs.
Yeah, Crichton's an athlete, and he could have got fended off on nothing. Beautiful technique, caught him around the shoulder, brought him down, and then you know what else showed me that Queensland wanted it more than New South Wales? When that chase happened, at least 7 or 8 or 10 Queensland players were already ready to set the line. There was no New South Wales players in support.
When Cherry Evans made
when
the
Cherry
run.
Evans made when Cherry Evans chased down Crichton. So,
Alright. I was
Cherry
talking
Evans
about-
chased down Crichton,
Yeah.
right? And then they obviously had a play. They could have still scored, But then they had 10 Queensland players already
Yeah,
set
exactly.
in the defensive line. New South Wales, they were still waiting to play the ball.
Exactly.
It shows.
And then also, one more thing just before we do end it. Also, speaking of Cherry Evans, I think Cherry Evans made a break as well, and then Tedesco made that tackle.
Yep.
There's some people were mentioning that he probably could have been sin bin over that. Maybe not. Who knows?
What was that for?
When Tedesco grabbed him a bit.
Oh, okay.
It was a good try-saving tackle from Tedesco,
Yeah.
but you looked at New South Wales, the defensive line, they were all over the place.
Yeah, man.
And
I think New South Wales just their attack was just very one-dimensional, very predictable. They had a lot of ball down there. It's not like they didn't have their chances. They had a lot of ball down there. I think Mitchell Moses, credit to him, he was probably one of the only Blues players that were really trying.
Him, Payne Haas, and maybe Junior.
Payne Haas Jr. But the rest of the guys, they were just
Question marks.
They were rather missing, or there were massive handbrakes to the team.
Possibly they're saying a lot of New South Wales fans aren't happy with Josh Adokar.
Yeah.
Possibly his last match in the Blues jersey for a while. Maybe he'll play the next game, but
I mean, if I were to play devil's advocate, I would say he didn't get enough ball. Just like game one, he didn't get enough ball. But I don't know, man. I think the Blues just need a whole different coaching side and a different approach to how they play Origin footy.
definitely, man, gotta have more heart, honestly.
Yeah, more pride, like you said before.
Yeah, just not enough pride at the moment. Manly reference. Nah, jokes. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for your time. Thanks, Vijay, for joining.
All good, man. Anytime.
Yeah, it's a bit with conversation went a bit here and there, but hey, we talk. That's all that
Natural,
matters.
man. I love it.
And look, until next time, it's bye for now. Do give us a like, share, subscribe, and check us out on Instagram as well, and check out the podcast. Audio version will be available on Spotify and a few other platforms as well. But thank you for your time and have a great day.
Let's go, Manly!
Fuck 'em. Nah, jokes.